wondering if working remotely is detrimental to your team? Well, our team is 100% remote and has been since the inception of our company, and it's been truly amazing. So I want to explain the 4 reasons why I think every team can benefit from being remote. If you like content about how to become a productive person and build productive teams, subscribe and don't forget to hit that notification bell. Like I said, we are fully remote here at Lifehack Method. Demir and I are located here in Medellin, Colombia. We have team members in Spain, in the United States, in the Philippines, really around the world. Additionally, we don't have a packed schedule. We actually only have 1 team meeting per week and 0 intra-team emails. Far from this making us less productive or less collaborative, we've been able to grow from absolutely 0 to 7 figures and now multiple 7 figures. And plus, our team members have said this is the best team they've ever worked for, and our churn is practically 0. So, how do we do it? I want to give you a little peek behind the scenes of how we run our remote team. And the very first pillar is all about communications. This is like 90% of the benefit of having a remote team. Being remote gives you the opportunity to really streamline your communications. So all of our communications are streamlined through Asana, which is our project management platform. We do have an emergency line of communication that's for urgent messages through WhatsApp, but that's only emergencies. So if a team member is calling me on WhatsApp, I pick up because I know they actually need me. This just happened last Saturday. A team member was calling me in the morning, and without even thinking about it, I just picked it up. But that's actually the only time that's even happened in the last couple of years. So it's shocking how few emergencies there actually are. Because all those communications are kept really streamlined inside of Asana, we don't have any unnecessary meetings, and we don't have any emails either, because again, people get what they need directly through Asana. Here are some of our cultural rules around communication. First, we don't communicate unless it's actually important. So we really try to minimize the total amount of communication happening in our company. Why? Because we want to give people time to actually work on their real work, not just be communicating about work. Also, when you communicate, we make an effort to be extra clear with our communication. We want to minimize the amount of vagueness we have so that people don't misunderstand or take what we say in a direction that we don't mean. Also, whenever we want to communicate with somebody, we imagine that we're actually walking into their office. We think like, is this piece of communication important enough for us to be walking into their office right now? So if you want to do this within your company, establish those sorts of communication guidelines or norms. And these can be different team to team, but if everybody gets on the same page about what communication is and how to do it, it really, really helps cut down on wasted time. The second element of having a remote team that I love is having a culture of results. And in order to track those results, what do you need? You need accountability. This is missing from so many teams, and they try to plug the gap with extra communication. So they think that people that communicate a lot are the ones driving the results, or by, time spent in the office, neither of which really correlates with results. What I want to be hearing and seeing inside of Asana is things getting done. I don't need people to be communicating about things getting done. I just want to see them happening. And so that's the kind of culture we create on our team, is that accountability first culture. The 4th key element is about clarity of strategy. I see so many entrepreneurs getting this wrong. Demir and I work really hard to give clear direction to our team and then don't change it. This can be really hard to do, really easy to say, but it makes such a big impact for your team because then they can actually get things done and they know that when they get something done, it's going to have a big impact in the business. There's nothing more demoralizing than doing a lot of work about something and then having to redo it because your boss decided they don't want it anymore. Of course, in order to give that clear clarity and strategy, we need to have our ducks in a row and make sure that we're the most productive people we can be. Because let's be honest, your team is only going to be as productive as you are. If you know that you could use some extra help in the productivity department, don't forget to check out Lifehack Tribe. That's at lifehackmethod.com/tribe. And the 4th key to making a remote team work amazing is having a lifestyle first culture. Heck, even if your team is in person, you should be focused on creating a lifestyle first culture. And what does that mean? That means celebrating team members taking time off. So instead of making time off this annoyance for the whole team and people don't want to talk about the time they're taking off or where they're going, where they're spending their vacation, actually celebrate that. Ask your team member, how are your hours? Are you okay with the amount that you're working? Do you need more support? Do you need to shift tasks to somebody else? Then, if they say that they are overwhelmed or overloaded, make sure that you fix that. Make sure that you hire somebody else or get some tasks off their plate, or at the very least, help them prioritize. This lifestyle element is the real reason why we have such a low churn inside of our team. But the truth is, it's something that's available to all companies right now. You can start today in creating a lifestyle first culture. Okay, so what if you're concerned about mentorship and team building when you have a remote team? Well, my answer is host dope offsites where people can actually connect for real. Because let's be honest, it's not really happening in the office building anyway. I mean, I remember working in a corporate office and feeling so disconnected from my colleagues and my boss, even though we had that close physical proximity for 8 hours a day. It took a lot of work to schedule one-on-ones, and even those felt a little bit awkward and contrived. It was at our yearly offsite that I really got to dive in deep with my team and get to know them. Plus, being remote means you save all that money on office space, which you can then put towards hosting these really dope offsites. What about teams that have an issue with morale? Well, let me tell you, it is not because they are working remotely. It is because you are not connecting why what they're doing really matters. So you make a widget. How does it help people? Where are the wins? Why should your employees care about making these widgets? If your employees know that what they do has an impact, they're going to have a passion for their job and they're going to have a passion for their team. And if they're passionate about the lifestyle that you're creating for them, you better believe that they're going to want to have passion for that job and want to stay on your team forever.